Welcome to He Changed the World from Forest Baptist Church, a series of talks about Jesus Christ from Mark's Gospel, recorded by me, David Last. Talk number 18, Stop and Listen. Mark chapter 6, verses 7 through to 13. A stranger comes up to you on a busy shopping street. It's clear they want your attention. You wonder why. Are they selling something? Are they a political campaigner? Are they from a charity? Are they religious and want to talk about your belief? What do? Engage? Politely say, no thank you? Or focus your eyes off into the distance and speed up? What would that person need to do to get you to stop and listen to them? Jesus has reached a new phase of his project to talk to strangers. So far, he's the one who's been doing all the talking. But he knows that now has to change. A team of 12 has been training with him. It's time for them to go it alone, to become active. But in fact, it would be too much to send them out by themselves individually, so he sends them out in twos. What do they go to do? Visit towns, villages, and speak with strangers about God. Why does Jesus do this? Why do Christians still insist on doing this? Within general UK culture, it can be seen as intrusive because religion is often regarded as a private matter which only some are interested in. In other cultures, that's not so much the attitude because it's understood that religion is important and should be discussed. But Jesus sends these duos out not simply to debate religion or impose their beliefs on the disinterested. He sends them out to let people know significant news. News which affects everyone, religious or irreligious, believing in God or disbelieving. How does Jesus prepare his team to get attention for this news? Well, oddly, by making them look unprepared. He tells them to travel light, taking very little with them. When they arrive in a village, it will seem as though they're just calling by, nothing dramatic. Now, that might work against them, of course, making people wary. Who are these people? But it could be a brilliant strategy too, to disarm wariness, even drawing sympathy for the two visitors. Jesus' culture is a hospitable one, and locals might take pity on the travellers who don't have any resources with them. You could certainly understand Jesus' actions that way, couldn't you? That he's trying to deploy clever techniques. After all, we're used to that in our society. Highly talented advertising agencies work all the time to get past our defences and sell us things that we didn't know we wanted until they told us we did. Advertisers will use whatever they can to get a hearing. Humour, excitement, attractiveness, music, empathy, emotion, anything to open our ears to the message. Give us a little of what we enjoy to convince us to try what they're selling. Maybe Jesus is just playing that game in the way he sends out his team. Yet if so, he's blundered. His news, you see, is of a kingdom, of him as a new king. But to stir people in his homeland with that message, he really needs to come across differently. He needs to show them strength. At this time, the nation where Jesus lives is labouring under foreign invaders, bullied, harried, threatened, taxed. People are struggling. There's hunger, poverty, illness, stress. If Jesus wants to draw people to himself as a new king, He needs to be seen as a strong leader with the resources and the personnel to lead them into better days. A dozen ragbag preachers wandering round is not going to do that. Especially when, under Jesus' orders, they focus on the unseen world, the unseen side of life, the spiritual life of people, and spend time dealing with the disturbed and the crazed to bring them back to peace. I mean, it's all very kind, no doubt, but it's hardly an inspiring movement for revolutionary change. But was Jesus wrong? Did he misunderstand how to sell himself and what to sell? Or in fact, was Jesus not just indulging in advertising, but seeing the truth and showing the truth? Because the fact is, his words and his influence, brought through in his way, have spread from tiny beginnings to be known today across the whole world. And they continue to affect lives. Lives are being reborn through what he said, made whole again, given new purpose. Over 2,000 years, Jesus' words have brought people back to God, to receive his forgiveness and become his children, to live under his care forever with Jesus as their King. Jesus has changed the world. What advertiser has achieved the same thing? With their campaigns, which have cost millions, have anywhere got close? Any of them got close to this? What do you think? Will you stop your life and listen to Jesus for a while? His message is that God is real and we have lost him. We've done that by living a life our way, not his. That selfishness and pride has led us down some very ugly and brutal paths as the human race. As a result, the world has become a troubled and sad place. God, however, is willing to forgive if we will return to him. The first step of that is to listen to Jesus. Will you stop and listen? Thank you for your time. Now hang on, if you will, to hear Mark's Gospel being read out, and then take a moment to think and take a moment to pray. And I hope you'll return to hear more in the next episode.
Mark 6, verse 7 to 13. Calling the 12 to him, he sent them out 2 by 2 and gave them authority over evil spirits. These were his instructions. Take nothing for the journey except a staff, no bread, no bag, no money in your belts. Wear sandals but not an extra tunic. Whenever you enter a house, stay there until you leave that town. And if any place will not welcome you or listen to you, shake the dust off your feet when you leave, as a testimony against them. They went out and preached that people should repent. They drove out many demons and anointed many sick people with oil and healed them.